I never thought I had to make this video. I never thought it would actually have to come because I thought H3H3 was pretty cool, right? I thought they were part of the, you know, the common sense people, right? And they came up with a video about Sandpepper, and they praised him sort of for coming out and saying, yeah, these pranks that I do, they're fake. There's nothing real about them. If you guys think that, I mean, I noticed it when they first started happening, that there's no way you could do these pranks. And I commend him for that because, yeah, he came out, he apologized, he has to start over, he is starting over. What they went into, which really upset me, was the sexual allegations. Now, obviously, all this stuff that the girls said, whatever they did, the two girls that came out and said stuff, that could have easily happened, right? Could have very easily happened. Thing is, it's just their word. It's just their word, and there's not iotas, there's nothing of evidence other than just these chicks' fucking words that this is going on. No rape reports. No police reports. Keemstar talked to the police. Did any of this happen? No, it did not. There's not a police file. There's nothing on there. Public files, nothing talks about it. So when, you know, H3H3 says, like, this guy's a womanizer, you're taking the side of these women who are just saying something. You're just like, I believe you because woman. I don't understand how you can do that. How can you look at a situation, have one side say it happened and the other side say it didn't happen, and then have people on one side who are Lacey Green, who have constantly lied about stuff like this, and then as soon as she makes a video, more people come out with the allegations. It's not how it works. It's the same thing with Bill Cosby. It doesn't make any sense for all these women to come out at once. 30 years, 40 years after the fact, they say this stuff happened, right? And for them to just come out and say, yeah, we did all this. And then Bill Cosby's like, no, it didn't happen. It's just he said, she said at this point. There's literally no evidence, none whatsoever, that support anything that H3H3 or the people who have made allegations about. The only person I've heard common sense about this is Drama Alert Keemstar. And I don't believe everything that Keemstar says, and I think he's kind of a douche at times, like especially when it came to the pedophile thing, but he can be right, and I'm pretty damn sure he's right about this. He brought up the greatest point he could have, like 2 years ago, and when this first stuff started to happen with Sandpepper, is that there's no proof. There's no proof. There's literally no proof that any of this stuff happened, and we're just taking it from the word of a mouth of women who are just coming out here and saying stuff like that. I would believe them if there was I wouldn't necessarily believe them, but I would give them more credit if there was sexual allegations filed against him, reports, police investigations, things like that. No, it's just this stuff that, and you know what? Let's be honest here. They could be very much exaggerating what happened. Maybe Sandpepper tried to kiss one of them. Maybe Sandpepper did this, that, this and that, and this and that, right? And who knows? Maybe Sandpepper did rape these people. But I'm giving him the benefit of doubt because the burden of proof does not lie with Sandpepper. All right? Sandpepper does not have to prove anything. Not one thing does he have to prove. That's not how the courts in the UK work. That's not how the courts in the United States work. And most Western countries. The burden of proof comes with the accuser. That's why people were getting mad at Bill Cosby. Sorry, you come 40 years later for these charges to be put on somebody. 40 years after the fact, you say something happens, and you wonder why nothing happens. It's hard enough to prove rape as soon as it happens, especially if there's no rape kit, especially if there's nothing else like that, right? But it's even more especially hard to come out 30 years later and ask the courts to try to prove for you that somebody committed a crime. From he said, she said. You can't do that. To be charged with a crime, I think about this all the time. To be charged with a crime or to be known as something, there needs to be proof and evidence. This is why I don't like Lacey Green, because she does not have evidence behind her. When she says some of this stuff, she blatantly lies. And I'll make a video separate about her later. But right now, I just want to make a rant about H3H3 and just how angry I am with him. He's like, he's a womanizer. He does all this. He's not a rapist, though. That doesn't make any sense. You're taking the word off of these two girls, right? One of which is just her spouting out shit, right? And then you have fucking this other girl on Facebook who she could fucking easily fucking do some computer stuff, editing, any of that stuff, and put that on there and say, this is what happens. How can you look at something like that and think for one iota of a second that he's obviously a womanizer? No, I don't believe you unless you have some evidence. Unless if it happened recently, be like, this is what happened. Here are the bruises, things like that, right? But when it just goes off of he said, she said, sorry, you can't do that unless there's a consistent. And obviously, it seemed like he backed off after all this. He seems like he didn't do anything like this, right? Keemstar said it best. These girls are celebrating the fact that they turned down Sandpepper. Good for you. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? This isn't sexual assault. People saying he's a rapist and all that stuff. No, he's not. He faked pranks and he did some other scummy stuff. But for God's sakes, people, stop calling him a fucking sexual predator or stop calling him a rapist with no facts or proof, just the hearsay of women. All right. My mom always told me never take what somebody says at face value. Always look into it. Right. That's why I just hate these false rape allegations. Because one, now every girl who says I've been raped, I question it. I never did that before. If a woman came up to me and says, hey, I was raped last night, I don't think in the back of my mind, oh man, like what was she doing? Why was she? I was just like, oh yeah, but now that all this stuff is coming out with Mattress Girl and these fucking fraternities and these people coming out and saying all this shit, and there's no proof, and it's actually found out to be false many times, it's frustrating. I don't know how to take this. H3H3, I mean, you guys just went off assumptions and basis of two women who just said some shit. And I thought you guys were better than that. Obviously, you guys are still great, but I can't believe you guys just did that. You literally just called him a womanizer. Ethan said publicly, I'm calling him out as a womanizer right now. There's no proof. There's what she said and what he said. And the burden of proof comes from a person who accuses somebody else. And I'm tired of this bullshit. This video ran long and I didn't want it to run long, but I had a rant and I just want to fucking say it, okay? So H3H3, disappointed with you, disappointed with what you just said and what you did in that video. I still love you guys and still make great content. But fucking shit, man. Stop this bullshit. Stop this fucking bullshit. That's all I gotta say. I don't know how to say bye yet, so I'm just gonna say bye.